I'm Susan Koenig, and this is Somatics for You. In this video, I'll be demonstrating a movement pattern for the hamstrings in the back of the thigh. Everybody always complains that their hamstrings are too tight. Oh, my hamstrings are so tight. This is a great movement pattern to release that excess tension or contraction in the hamstrings. I want to thank my colleague, Lyman Spencer, for putting together this standing movement pattern. The hamstrings consist of a medial portion. There are two hamstrings muscles that are the medial hamstrings. There's one hamstring muscle that is lateral, but it has two heads. We're just going to go ahead and do this movement pattern. Again, I'm going to take balance out of the equation so that I can really focus on the sensations of the movements I'm doing. So I'm going to need to turn around, and again I'm going to use a kind of three-quarter stance that I hope makes it easier to see what I'm doing. I'll be using this leg. Hamstrings at the hip bring the leg back. Hamstrings at the knee bend the knee. And I'm going to be combining those two movements together. And there's going to be three variations altogether. First variation is bringing my leg back. That's extension at the knee, flexing my knee, and then slowly releasing out of flexion, and then bringing my leg and foot back under myself. I'll repeat 2 more times. Extension of the hip, flexion of the knee, slowly come out of flexion at the knee, slowly come out of extension at the hip. 1 more repetition. Extension at the hip, flexion at the knee, slowly release out of flexion, slowly bring my leg underneath me. The next variation I'm going to do involves extension with external or lateral rotation. As I extend my leg at the hip, I'm going to externally or laterally rotate, flex my knee, slowly come out of flexion at the knee, and slowly bring my leg back under me. Stand, rest, feel the sensations. I'll repeat 2 more times. As I extend at the hip, I laterally or externally rotate, flex the knee, come out of flexion, and come out of extension with external rotation. 1 more time. Extension, flexion, come out of flexion slowly, come out of extension slowly, stand, notice the sensations I'm experiencing, feeling my uprightness, feeling the difference between my legs. And now I'm going to do the first variation, the third variation, which is extension at the hip with internal rotation. I'll extend and internally rotate, flex my knee, slowly release out of flexion, and come back to standing. I am going to repeat 2 more times this third variation. In my body and in my patterning, it's harder for me to do the internal rotation. Some of you may have that same pattern, or you may have a different pattern. You always stay within your comfort zone. And so for me, that means when I'm doing extension with internal or medial rotation, I have to go a little smaller so that I can stay in comfort. You do it to the level that is comfortable for you. As I extend, I'm going to medially or internally rotate, bend my knee, come out of knee flexion, come out of knee extension with internal rotation. Third time, as I extend at the hip, I'm going to medially rotate, bend my knee, release out of the contraction slowly, come back to standing. And I'm going to just feel the sensations, feel my uprightness, notice the difference between my two legs, and then I would repeat with the other leg. You can always replay the video to see the other side. For this video and for brevity, I'm just going to demonstrate with one side. I hope you try this movement pattern. It's a great pattern to release excess tension in the hamstrings. You can take a break while you're walking or hiking. You can take a break at work and stand up. We know how important it is to stand up as much as possible when we've been sitting down. And it's I'm hoping you try this and really feel the difference in your sense of feeling upright and your ease in using your hips, your knees, and your feet. It just really works for that whole lower extremity as well as releasing excess hamstring tension. Thank you.